Excuse the new studio, it's my son's bedroom, but I want to talk to you about this. This is Nike's Pegasus Premium. I'm excited about it. I've done 51K in this shoe, and I want to give you my thoughts. This is going to be a very detailed review. I want to get back to informative, useful, value-adding reviews, and so I want to give you my honest thoughts about this shoe. This review is going to take 3 parts. I'm going to walk you through how I've tested the shoe, what kind of running I've done, adding to that 51K. I want to tell you disclosures, but as well as my criticisms of this shoe, because it's been sent to me by Nike, and therefore I don't want you thinking just because Nike has sent the shoe and therefore I'm just going to be nice and No, I want to tell you my criticisms of what I think can be done better next time. 3, my usual review. Very detailed, in-depth look at this shoe. With that said, my name is Aubrey. I'm an average runner, simply trying to be less average by the day, and more importantly, I'm good with being me. As at the time of filming this, you've given me 24,419 subscribers from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. The 3 things that you need to know about Nike's Pegasus Premium. Let's start with the price. Here in the UK, it's £190. I'm not too sure about everywhere else. Secondly, let's talk about the weight. 350 grams compared to the Adidas Prime X3 Strong, which is relatively heavy. The third one is 310, just to give you a rough picture. And then in terms of the stack height, 45 millimeters at the back, 35 at the front, giving you that 10 millimeter drop. Those are just numbers, no opinions. Let's move on. I said I would talk you through how I've tested the shoe. Let me move, I'll move this way. And then on here, I'm going to put the Strava extracts for each of these. Recap. Sunday, 31st of August, I ran Sydney Marathon. I was very happy with the performance there. Got back to England Monday, and on Tuesday, I was back running because I'm training for the next marathon. Anyway, so it starts with this. A very short recovery run. I've never done a zone 1 run before, but it's important to highlight that because it's zone 1, it's slow, it's easy. The shoe dealt with that excellently, but most shoes can. After that, boom, 7K in zone 2. Now that's faster than the last one, but it's zone 2. It still dealt with that very well. I was really happy with that. Aesthetically, how I felt, how the shoe did, how my legs felt considering I've just done a marathon. Everything felt great. That's that. Okay? And then this happened. This is a half marathon long run. The format of this was 5K at my new marathon pace, and I was trying to make sure that it's no slower than 6 minute per K pace. So 5K, 6 minute per K pace, 5K, slow it down to zone 2. 5K going up again, 5K. And then my friend Chris, who I was with, threw in some hills. You're going to see that elevation chart. It's not messing around. It was a hard run. I celebrated reaching 14,000 followers on my Instagram. So someone commented to say, Aubrey, can you run 14K, please? I said, hold my beer. I did it. Boom, 14K. Now this was the harshest run I put this shoe through. I went out to run 1K easy, 1K at 5 minute per K pace. You're going to see, boom, the splits there. You're going to see these long ones is when I'm giving it my everything. And this shoe went with me and it held its own. So we took that all the way to 10K, alternating the 1Ks. And then the last 4K was at an easy pace. And then just yesterday, a 36 minute run, boom, came up to 5K, 5.1 in that zone too. Really, really good. What you won't see me do in this shoe are those all-out fast sprint intervals. I'll touch on that in a little bit when I speak about the criticisms. Disclosures. I've been sent this shoe by Nike themselves through Sports Direct Running, strictly for the purposes of reviewing it. All right, let's talk about my criticisms. Now, this part is going to be slightly controversial, but I think it's important that we talk about it, and therefore you will understand where I'm coming from. As a reviewer, if I point out that something is wrong, I have to point it out against objective or purpose. For example, for a race day shoe, if I say it's too heavy for a race day shoe. Does that make sense? It has to be against what the shoe is designed for. When I look at a recovery shoe, a zone 2, high stack, max cushion kind of shoe, the weight of that shoe is more forgivable, more tolerable than a race day shoe. But even within race day shoes, a shoe that's designed like Adidas's Takumi Sen series, they're for your 5K, 10K. They might be heavier than the shoe that is designed to take you to 42.2K, because the longer you're going, the lighter you want the shoe to be. So when I talk about weight, I talk about it from that perspective. For example, this is one of my favorite shoes. Adidas's Prime X 3 Strong. A lot of people will review this shoe and tell you it's heavy. I don't agree. It is, because if you just put it on a scale, it'll be heavier than some shoes, but it's 50 millimeters of stack, several layers in that midsole, carbon plate and rods. It's gonna be. Therefore, yes, when you put this thing on a scale, it's gonna be heavy because of what's in it. But that's, to me, is not a criticism. It's what the shoe is because of what it has. So I'm not gonna highlight weight as a criticism. I don't think that would be fair. What I will highlight is the ride in it. The tech that is in this shoe, and I will go into detail. There are 3 different elements in this midsole. There is full-length ZoomX. There is a full-length AirPod, full-length React X. Excellent outsole within the waffle. However, to me, my criticism is that ingredient list doesn't necessarily translate to the ride I got. I'm expecting something premium, excuse the pun. But to me, it felt it's not up to what this ingredient list is telling you. From an aesthetic perspective, don't get me wrong, I've been doing all sorts of flexing, going to my supermarket, on the school run, all sorts in this shoe, because aesthetically, it's amazing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Look at that, that is delicious. However, when you then start looking at the ride of the shoe, I wanna experience more. Right, second thing, I wanna talk about the price. Now, again, what is in the context of it? That's 250 pounds, this one. Adidas's Prime X3 Strong is 250 pounds. This is 190 pounds. Therefore, yes, these are both experimental mammoth shoes. 190, for me, starts to look fair. But as I say, for what is being sold to me, Pegasus Premium, for 190, I wanted to experience more. But those are my 2 criticisms. With that said, let's now do how I normally do the review, starting from the top, working our way down. All right, let's start with the heel. It's got padding for all of Africa. This padding here, excellent, excellent shoe. When they say premium, everything I'm about to describe to you in terms of every single feature, every single element of how this shoe's been put together, absolutely premium. The heel, in terms of the structure, you might need your cousins, your relatives, your ancestors, Hulk, guys from Wakanda to help you press this heel in. That thing is got structure. That thing is not going anywhere. It's very well constructed. This thing is a Hulk buster. Perfect heel for a daily trainer. If you were gonna throw everything at this thing, gusset the tongue, Nike, bro. Gusset the thing. Attach the thing in the inside. It's already heavy. It's already heavy. So we might as well, right? But in terms of the tongue, I literally have never seen padding like this It does give you perforations to allow for that breathability, which is really good. But the way it's constructed, it's a tank of a tongue. I like that padding. You're not going to get lace bite in this thing. It's padded. It's comfortable. It is indeed premium. If you're someone that requires this to fit and go to your foot exactly right, this type of lacing here is exactly what you need. It pulls the upper together very well in a uniform way. In some aspects, better than just your normal holes eyelets because of how it's structured. But again, the reason why I don't is weight. But we've already put that away. I told you how heavy it was. In terms of the laces, very good textures. You're not going to get those ribbed kind of ones. It's not a race day shoe. It doesn't need to be pinned like that for a shoe that could double as a lifestyle shoe. I've got nothing to complain about in terms of the lacing system. Normally, I get excited about the midsole of a running shoe, but I want to just stop and just talk you through this upper. It's so sophisticated and a lot of things packed into it. Let's start with the forefoot. You're going to see all of it here with this engineered mesh, highly breathable, a lot of perforations all the way across. Tiny detail. Nike nailed the detailing. You're going to see swooshes. You're going to see this line here that goes here is reflective. If you go to the back, that little thing there, that thin thing is got a wing on there. I just love the attention to detail all across this thing. In terms of the fit, to me, it fit perfectly. Now, the reason I say it fit perfectly is, like I said, I'm probably going to do more non-running stuff in this shoe than I will do running. But either way, it fits well. It's true to size. I'm a 9.5. This bad boy is a 9.5. It fits well. I'm not going to fault it. The midsole. 45 millimeters at the back, 10 at the front. But it's not just that, because that's a number. It's the elements that make up that 45 millimeters. Like we say, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. That sounds deep, I know. How it connects to the shoe, I don't know, right? Anyway, 3 elements. Full ZoomX at the top. That Air Zoom bubble unit thing, AirPod. And then the React X. I like it. I like the innovation. What I don't understand, what I didn't experience, is how that translates to the ride. It's exciting. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that Nike's doing this. It's pushing the boat, pushing the boundaries, pushing the limits, bringing us exciting tech. What I didn't experience, and I was expecting to, I'm a sucker for high stack shoes. The Skyward X, the Vistas, the Prime X series. Anything that goes over 40 mil, I'm in. I am so in. But I wanted to translate all of these ingredients into the feel. And for me, I didn't get that. The outsole. One of the best ever. Nike doesn't mess around with the waffle. I say that because of the coverage it gives you. Now, they've built a tank. Everything in the shoe is premium built. Both on the heel as well as the forefoot, you've got that waffle kind of fit. I like that. I really do like that. And it's adequate coverage. Whilst you see, so here, you see that some of it is exposed. Whilst you see that, it's okay, I get it. But what's covered is what needs to be covered. Done. Who is this shoe for and should you buy it? This is not a daily trainer. I don't think it is. This is not a recovery shoe. I don't think it is. The price that it's coming at, it's for that person that just wants to experience Nike's innovation. If you want to experience a different feel, running technology being put together with premium features. If you want to get a daily trainer, Vomero 18, Vomero Plus, that gives you the comfort. You want to push up the pace a little bit? I'll tell you, get the Streak Fly, get the Vapor Fly. This is for that person that just simply wants to experiment with Nike's latest innovation. If you run like me, that is. Be mindful that this is just a guy's opinion. Just me. Just my own opinion after running 51K. All right? With that said, I'll see you in a bit.